Greetings. We're picking up where we left off with the Allied campaign. Last time was the Battle of El Alamein. Now, we travel to the Pacific Theater, to the Battle of Guadalcanal. With the seemingly invincible Japanese fleet now defeated in the Coral Sea and at Midway, the momentum of the war in the Pacific has shifted to the Americans. At last, an offensive war can be waged. The airfield on the island of Guadalcanal must be taken from the Japanese and converted to Allied use, and the island itself must be secured against counterattack.
All you boys fresh from San Diego, welcome to the Pacific. Our reconnaissance has located the airbase the Japanese have been using to harass our fleet. It's time to take it out. The Emperor's gonna be pretty angry when he learns we've snatched Guadalcanal out from under his nose.
Hut in, hut! Commence fire! All in! On your feet! On your feet!
Air power is the key to victory.
So, the Battle of Guadalcanal.
It's
It's centered around the United States Marine Corps, some Army forces, and
On your feet!
a contingent of Allied naval forces. Now, there are many interesting events. The Battle of Guadalcanal, I mentioned in the last episode, the Battle of El Alamein, that this game doesn't adequately, or doesn't accurately,
On your feet!
follow
On
history.
your orders!
That's okay. There's no harm in that. That's a recon unit. I'm not attaching that. I can get better use out of other units.
We'll be there.
Let's see. There was a unit that I absolutely
Lives
love.
will be saved by appropriate use of
is-
your air force.
Not to hand. I believe it's artillery. Is it motor pool or artillery brigade? I'll try motor pool. So, the Battle of Guadalcanal is presented in this game as being a fight of just land forces. The enemy, the Japanese fleet, has been defeated. Wrong. The Battle of Guadalcanal, unlike the Battle of El Alamein, was not an affair measured in days. It was measured in months. From what I've read, the Battle of Guadalcanal, or rather, the campaign of Guadalcanal, or Guadalcanal campaign, took 9 months. And this saw not just land forces fighting, but whole flotillas of ships. The Japanese had even mustered a force of cruisers to bring to bear, which a cruiser is nothing small. Sure, not quite a battleship, but a cruiser can ruin the day of any land-based troops. That said,
Hut in, hut!
oh, and by the way, the enemy AI won't throw an attack. They're just gonna stand around. Makes them predictable. I can have fun with this. But there were some really interesting events. Now, before I go further on in history, I'm going to go over the objectives. So, the objectives of the battle here are: first, capture and hold the airfield. Second, destroy the Japanese core HQ.
We'll be there.
This is the 3rd Infantry Division. They do not have the 3rd Infantry Division's badge. And that's definitely not the 2nd. Yes, M7 rifle grenades.
On the
The assault infantry are almost
On the job.
they're almost laughable how awesome they are. They're just a little bit broken. I love it.
Your nation depends on you.
Now, I'm working off of memory mostly, but there were something like 7 different naval engagements around Guadalcanal. Now, why do we keep bringing up naval things? This is a game of real-time strategy on land. Why does that matter? When you're on an island and you have a beachhead this size, this size, a single destroyer can be a problem. Now imagine a force of something like 4 cruisers and accompanying destroyers and an aircraft carrier. I don't know if the Japanese had an aircraft carrier. They did have the other islands, but with control of the sea like that, they could prevent the land forces from resupplying. And that would become a big problem. A big problem. A big fast. So, it really bears stressing that the fight at sea was critical to the conditions of victory on land. It's essential. This game doesn't represent that. And that's where their history gets a little skewed. Do not use this game as a historical treatise. There's also some language that's used in the game. No, I don't mean like, oh, they use slurs. No, there's some language in the game that's it builds up the enemy to present them as, here's this super strong fighting force that will stop the Allied advance and yada yada yada. It's like, no. No. It's like, yeah. Anyway, here you can see why it is I love the Assault Infantry Regiment. The Assault Infantry not only have a grenade, a rifle, but they also have... So they have an M7 rifle grenade, which does a lot of damage. Rifle, a regular grenade. Let's find the basic infantry. Basic infantry have a rifle and a grenade. That's it. Imagine having that extra thing. It's really powerful. It's really powerful.
We'll be there. Reporting as ordered. Fire at will. It's the general. On your feet. Fall in. We'll be there. Digging in. Pour it on. Awaiting orders.
I'm not gonna destroy the recon infantry. That would be a little.
Reporting as ordered. Pour it on. Fire at will.
Your nation depends on you.
Reporting as ordered. Pour it on.
Also, giving the infantry mortar teams. Mortars are. I've learned that there's a reason why artillery is the king of battle, and this game definitely recognizes artillery is the king of battle, as it gives you this almost cheat code ability to lock up enemy forces. Like, enemy forces can and do freeze under artillery. Now, they won't stop shooting, but they won't move. They'll be suppressed. It also is really good at forcing the enemy to withdraw. See? Because who likes being under artillery bombardment?
Reporting as ordered. Pour it on. Reporting as ordered. Not another march.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's the general.
There's actually a hotkey. There's actually a hotkey to open up the that tab. Oops. Didn't think of that one.
Reporting as ordered.
Let's make sure these guys get rested up.
Another march. On the double. On the double. On the double.
All right, here in a minute I'll be able to get a... You can... So, I didn't balance my ammunition. I didn't balance my ammunition properly. But you can see that deficit of ammunition leads to a massive deficit in money.
You must defeat the forces of tyranny.
Reporting as ordered.
Charge. Hotkeys.
Air power is the key to victory.
Six, 5, 4, 3. Hell yeah. 1. Bingo.
Digging in. Pour it on.
Pour it on. Let's go.
We'll be there. It's the general. On your feet. On your feet. We'll be there. On the job. Reporting as ordered. Not another march.
I wish I knew more about... I wish I had read more about Guadalcanal. I've read a little bit, and it's a really interesting story. I wanted to mention one thing. Now, I may have misremembered which battle it was, but I'm almost certain it was Guadalcanal. There has only been one Medal of Honor recipient in the Coast Guard, at least to my knowledge. And he was a landing craft driver here at the Battle of Guadalcanal. He saw a marine force that was isolated on the beach, and they were trying to get on boats so they could link back up with their comrades, with other Marines. And this Coast Guardsman decided he would not only pick up the Marines, but he had his boat, if my memory serves the story of the story, he had his boat beach, and he had beached his boat and basically laid into the Japanese with his 50 cal machine gun
Lives will be saved
and
by appropriate use
just
of your Air Force.
went for it. Just laid into him. And as you can probably guess, that saved a lot of lives. Sorry, I'm a little stuffed up now. Everything is wrong with me. Today has been a rough day, so I decided I would do this. Because this is not so bad, is it? Let's just stick it there.
On the job. Digging in. On the double.
The trick is just keep pushing forward. Just keep pushing forward.
On the job.
Ugh.
Digging in. Digging in. Not another march. On the double.
Back up into the jungles. Where even though the Japanese are doing their thing, we can pin them
March.
against an anvil. Limit their movement, stop their advance. Insufficient unit to double click because my computer decided to wig out. Excellent stuff. I was hoping to catch a cluster of units,
Fire at will.
but I'll take a bunch of equipment destroyed.
On the double. Pour it on. We'll be there.
Excuse me.
Digging in. Fire at will. It's the general. Hunting. Hunt. It's the general. Reporting as ordered.
Oh, insufficient unit limit. Okay then. Time to commit second group into the fight.
On the double. Not another march. On the double. It's the reporting as ordered. On the double. Not another march. Not another march. Not another march. Hunting. Hunt. All in. All
The Battle
in.
of Guadalcanal was bloody, bloody, bloody.
It's the general. Reporting as ordered.
And like any battle, it's weighed heavily on the hearts and minds of
Awaiting
the
orders.
troops that fought
At the ready.
in the battle, you know what? We'll get them. We'll get them in the fight.
Will do. Reporting as ordered. Not another march. It's the general. Fall in. On your feet. On your feet.
Just overwhelming numbers. Let's go.
Commence fire. Reporting as ordered. On the double. Hut-tin, hut. Fall in. Commence fire. It's the general. On digging in. Fire at will. On the double. Fire at will. Fire at will. It's the general. Open fire.
Oh, I'm not sure if it was quite so obvious, but the assault infantry. I'll talk a bit more about them for a second.
Pour it on. It's the general.
The assault infantry, what makes them better than, like, say, anti-tank infantry, is that instead of having just two specialists with these extra abilities, they have, like, the entire unit is these guys with extra abilities plus machine gunners, and that is us complete. Mission complete. Victory. You have succeeded in taking back a base from the Japanese. We can proceed further with our offensive operations to drive the Japanese back across the Pacific. And so that is the Battle of Guadalcanal. So, the next, we're traveling back to Europe, this time to the north, or Eastern Front, if you will. Well, initially we were in Africa, now we're going to Europe proper. The Battle of Stalingrad. Everybody knows about the Battle of Stalingrad. What you don't, you'll find out. You know, hoorah, not one step back, so on and so forth, whatever y'all want to say. Until then,